This episode of I've Had It is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. Every time I use Booking.com to find a place to stay in the U.S., I know they'll have exactly what I'm looking for. They have a huge variety of options from hotels to vacation rentals, and I'm always able to find something that fits my specific needs. I found that Booking.com has something for everyone. Find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. So are we supposed to start the podcast?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Patriots, gay-triots, they-triots, black-triots, brown-triots, and the people who don't support them can...
Fuck off!
Oh, that's a good one, Pops.
Yeah, well, that clap was pedestrian.
The clap was a little lackluster, a little limp dickish, but, you know, at your advanced age...
We're just happy I could get two hands together over my head.
Pops, what's been going on? What have you had it with?
Okay, what I've had it with, it's two things. One's really serious and one is just me being stupid. I've had it with the Supreme Court because as an attorney, that is where, you know, they are above reproach. They are the most ethical, the most concerned about policy. And I feel betrayed, like on a personal level, which is stupid, but I've had it with them allowing our democracy to die and rubber stamping everything for Donald Trump. I've had it with that. It makes me really sad, like ridiculously sad, like a foreboding. We're losing the United States of American democracy, yes, but then on a personal level, I just feel kind of hurt about it, which is kind of stupid.
On a personal level for me, I'm just so shocked that people that have devoted that much of their time to having their heads in books can get radicalized by Fox News.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Valid. Like you study and you do all of these things to have intellectual autonomy, and then you start watching Fox, and then you end up just being a dipshit like everybody else. There's nothing exceptional about you other than you fall prey to conspiracy and wanting to control other people, which is just so toxic and codependent. Instead of progressing forward, it's this regressive court that is taking us backwards because they're religious and psycho and trafficking conspiracy theories. Misery loves company, so they're going to make us all go down with them. And it's just so disappointing that at some point they capitulated their intellectual autonomy to just such low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. And a whole branch of government. I mean, they've taken down a whole branch. One of the checks on the executive branch and the legislative branch was the judiciary. And they have completely said, fuck it, we're just going to rubber stamp whatever the executive does. It's really disheartening. My other had it is I've had it with myself buying shit off Instagram. I've had it. I wrote down and put a note by my bed where my phone charges that says, do not buy anything off Instagram because everything I fall prey to on Instagram, I instantly regret. It's never as advertised. And this continues to be a problem for me. So I'm really going to try to stop doing it because I just fall head over heels every time with the stupid shit.
So the note that you put next to your bed, do you have exclamation points or is it cap lock?
No, it's all in caps. But
all caps.
I generally write in all caps.
Yeah.
It just says, do not buy anything off Instagram.
And the note that you put there, is that because you think you might forget?
I always forget. This is not the first time I've fallen prey to an Instagram bullshit. This is, here's what happened. I had this false sense of security because there was that lotion or oil they were advertising. And it was like this woman that makes me look like young and fresh skin wise. And then she used this oil and then they show another picture of her and she looks completely differently. So I Google it and I think, that cannot be true. Like, it just cannot be true. So I Google it and it says, in fact, it's AI. So I just thought, you figured out how to get away from the scam on Instagram. You've made it. You've overcome this.
If there were a product that could do what those images showed, It would be a scientific discovery that would be breaking news.
That's what I thought. That's what's like, if you can
cracked the case.
I cracked the case because I was like, if this looks so good, every single person on planet Earth would know about it and be using it. So I've had it with myself. I've made a note. I'll keep everybody updated on my progress. Hopefully it won't be like the vaping, stopping the vaping, which has failed miserably.
Okay, I have to pull out my notes on this. So let me tell you what I've had it with. I've had it with people that wear shirts with words that make an extraordinary claim. And let me give you an example. This past weekend, my husband and I drove to Norman, Oklahoma to take our son, who is in law school. What they're studying now with the rule of law upside down is beyond me. But I digress. So we take he and his girlfriend to this pasta shop in Norman, Oklahoma, near the University of Oklahoma. And we're sitting there, and this family of 4 walks in. Okay. I just want to note, just so y'all can visualize, the wife was about 4 inches taller than the husband. No disrespect to couples that have a taller broad than dude. I'm all for that. And then they had 2 little kids, probably late elementary school age. And the dad's shirt said, husband, daddy, protector, hero. So I immediately alert my fellow diners, which is my husband and Dylan and his girlfriend, Sydney. And I'm like, okay, the shirt claims husband can verify.
Right.
Daddy can verify. Protector, that's a claim. Hero.
Yeah.
That is an extraordinary claim that requires extraordinary evidence. So I'm at the stage in Trump 2.0 where I kind of want to go up to the table, just kind of tap his finger and say, hey, how you doing? The hero part of your shirt, like, what did you save?
Right.
Who did you stand up for? Did you stand up to a bully? What's going on with the hero? I can see the other parts. Protector, subjective. But the hero part, that needs to be objectively true. To call yourself a hero, put it on a shirt, put the shirt on, and then go out in public. This is fraud. This is hero abuse. This is why there are no heroes.
Right.
Because this man who's 5 inches shorter than his wife is strolling in, claiming that he's a hero, and I want evidence. On the back of the shirt, maybe we add receipts to it.
Okay.
You know?
Like saved house fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Climbed up a tree and saved a kitten. Brought it back down, nursed it on my very own teat. You know, I need the receipts to this. And I'm just like, is this what we're doing now in Trump's America? He says, you know, we're in the golden age and America was a dead country. Now it's the hottest country in the world. Everybody's saying it. So you can just make extraordinary claims. Joe Rogan and all of them are now claiming climate change isn't real and vaccines don't work. And so then this trickle down pathological lying is now in Norman, Oklahoma, and we've got some dude willfully choosing to parade around town in public with a shirt that claims that he's a hero. I'm calling bullshit on it. This is hero fraud. I guarantee you that I guarantee you, and I'm not a fighter, like physical fighter. I'm more of a verbal fighter. But if I were to fight this guy, I guarantee you I could have kicked his ass.
You think you could take him?
I do. I kind of think I could take him. Well, I kind of think I could get scrappy with it.
We know that if he's got hero and protector on his shirt, he's probably a pussy. I mean, that seems like a complete red flag. Hey, I'm a pussy.
Okay.
So, and then to spare my feelings, they had to get me this shirt.
I want to talk about this too. How do we jump from the shirts insinuating that this is like a perfect chronological progression as to what happens? If you're a husband and you're a daddy, and then if you're a daddy, then you're a protector. And then if you're a protector, you're a hero. And I just disagree with the premise entirely. And we sat around and talked about it for, 5 or 10 minutes. And Josh was like, I agree. I think, we need more information about if you're going to parade around on a Sunday night in a pasta shop in Norman, Oklahoma, claiming that you're a hero. Here's the mic, big boy. Let's talk about it.
What'd you do?
What have you done that's heroic?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. And that's where we are in Trump's 2.0. That you said, I've gotten here now. This is Trump 2.0. I'm just going to go ask. And I think that's where everybody is. I mean, we're just lied to constantly. So it's like, I need some facts to back this up.
I want to know what he has done that is heroic. And I'm going to say this. One heroic act doesn't equate to wearing a hero t-shirt. I think you have to have more than one heroic act. I think you have to be a consistent hero to wear hero on a t-shirt.
Okay, so you're saying you can't do one hero move in isolation. It has to be
right, and then be a hero for life. You have to be a stan hero. It has to be consistent, heroic action to wear that on a shirt and for the public, for me to believe this clear pathological grandstanding lie. I need evidence, and it can't just be one isolated incident that one day, there was a little old lady and she couldn't get her groceries in the house. And so you went and carried them all in and unpacked them for her and then left. I'm not going with that.
Okay, that's an interesting point, because then you have to, when you qualify, you could say hero saved a cat from a tree.
Right. And that's one.
That's one.
And I would just say that's being a person. I don't know that's goes
hero. That's what I'm saying. So then you qualify. Is it a hero to help an old lady in with her grocery, or is that the right thing to do?
That's what I'm talking about.
I feel, for me, like heroes they save your life. Firefighters, they pull you out.
For me, a hero is like Pedro Pascal.
Absolutely.
He is so heroic all day, every day, because the lowest hanging fruit that MAGA goes after are trans people. And he consistently and constantly stands up and doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. And he goes hard in the paint for them. And to me, he's consistently heroic.
Yeah.
But interestingly, I don't believe that Pedro Pascal would wear, or Pascal, I don't know. I don't believe that he would wear a shirt where he self-identified as a hero. I don't know that these two things live together, Pumps.
Right. I think you're 100% right.
So this is something that we need to add to the permanent record, and we need to add to the agenda of all of the patriots, gay triots, they triots, black triots, and brown triots, is this hero abuse. Does a true hero wear a t-shirt wherein they identify as a hero and just masquerade around town with it on?
I think the answer to that is no. I think that if you're I think it goes along with everything else we always say. If you have to tell me on Instagram how much you love your spouse and how great your relationship is, I immediately know you're fucking around, she's fucking around, and the relationship is in the toilet. That's what that tells me. Mm-hmm. If you're running around in a hero shirt, that tells me you're a piece of shit.
And a pussy.
So
this is what I think, because I really got a gander at him. He got up, went to the restroom, and I did a classic Jennifer Welch. Up, down, back up and down, the whole thing. And here's where my brain took me, okay? That I could probably walk up to him and take my finger and go, I think this hero stuff is bullshit. I think you're a liar. I don't think he would have stood up for himself. I don't think he would have defended the premise of the shirt. Those are the vibes I got from him. Of course, all of this was the fantasy stuff
right.
You think about. Of course, I would never do it. If he wants to wear hero shirts, free country. But for now. But I just think that this is a symptom of this hyper-masculinity.
I agree.
That these men are trying to prove that they're so butch and they're so masculine that now we're wearing, furthermore, I just want to go to this. Like calling yourself daddy and then 2 slots down from that hero is kind of gay.
You think?
The daddy thing, Kylie, isn't that gay?
Daddy's very gay.
Yeah. Why not father? Why doesn't it say father?
Father versus daddy. Well, because I think it's all the MAGA coded stuff. I'm 100% he's a Trumper, for sure. I think you nailed it when you said it's the hyper-masculine. I'm such a big boy. I'm a protector and a hero. When really, if you're not standing up for bullied people and you're demeaning women and you think that you have to protect women, you're fucking as beta as it gets.
What if I came in here with his shirt on that said, wife, mommy, protector, heroin. I mean, it's just, it's so fucking stupid.
It's so stupid.
And you see these shirts with words at their worst in the United States of America, particularly in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
They just get really crazy. And don't even get me started on Mama Bear.
Oh, yeah. We've browbeat Mama Bear a lot.
All right, welcome to I've Had It. Not all heroes wear capes.
No, not all pussies are heroes.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie, HBIC.
Kylie, what do you think about that? What do you think I think there's hero abuse and fraud going on. I think it's abusive and fraudulent.
Jennifer, we live in a timeline where Rudy Giuliani is receiving the Presidential Medal of Honor. I think at this point, you're literally asking for the moon.
Right. You're asking for basic core principles, and we can't even.
Stolen valor is just the norm now. Trump is posting himself in, army gear every day.
Yeah.
So hero has lost all its meaning.
There's just and a lot of this fraudulent activity seems to be going on with men. They're the ones who seem to really be, when I'm in the airport, and that's where I'm around the most people at one time when I'm traveling, and I see the men that have to wear these shirts that define their patriotic level, their militaristic inclinations, their love of the American flag and bald eagles and lions and all this other weird shit. It's the men. I rarely see women that have on like the patriot shit going on or claiming that they're heroes. I mean, because that's an extraordinary claim that requires extraordinary evidence and no disrespect to short men. I mean, none. But this guy was 5'4".
You could have taken him for sure.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
but don't you think that's probably part of the reason why he had on the hero shirt?
Napoleon complex.
Somebody had to tell him he was a hero because he's Napoleon.
Yeah. All right. Kylie, what's going on besides this? That just really had me riled up.
Oh my gosh, I'm riled up just thinking about it.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for it.
I have not seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell them about the story at the pack and chip we just had?
Oh my God. Okay. So listener, y'all know we have this other podcast called iHip News that comes out 2 to 3 times a day, 10 to 15 minute news hits, wherever you get your podcasts. Like and subscribe. So we film those. And then Pumps and I like to go to an early lunch. And when I say early, I'm saying like 10 a.m. So we go eat because we start filming really early. And we're waiting for the restaurant to open. So we're trying to think of errands we need to run. So we have to go to the pack and ship because Pumps has to mail back the aforementioned Instagram
purchase,
detrimental purchase.
Right.
So I wait in the car and she runs in and I'm kind of looking at my phone and all of a sudden I hear this scream and I look over and there's a car parked next to Pumps' car and she is trying to get in this car and there's a person in the driver's seat. And she's just like barreling into the car. And there is a pregnant woman sitting there that has this crazy woman trying to barrel in. And this car that she's trying to get into is 2 times the size of Pumps' cars. So
but it's black.
It was the same color.
It was black. So I wasn't paying attention and I just barreled right in and it scared the shit out of me. And we both go, like I was so surprised. I screamed. I mean, I was scared. My heart raced for like 5 minutes.
I thought somebody was getting abducted or ICE was coming or something. I mean, it was a big scream.
So this poor woman, I had to apologize. Of course, she was gracious and sweet and said she liked iHip News, which we know she's cool now.
Yeah, she rolled down the window because I bend over dying laughing. I'm in the passenger seat right next to her driver's seat. And so I bend over and I'm like banging my head on the dashboard. I'm laughing so hard at Pumps doing this. And she's like rolling down the window and she's like, by the way, I love your podcast. I got my mother in Argentina listening to it. Keep fighting the good fight. She was cool. And she had seen us on a flight to Chicago when we went to the DNC back when it was somewhat hopeful being an American before all the hero fraud.
I think about how really hopeful and optimistic I was then.
Yeah, it was really fun, Pumps.
It was.
We had such a good time at the DNC.
Oh, we had such a great time.
You guys, we thought we were at the DNC. We would like be walking. We'd see like, oh my God, there's this person. There's that person. It was so fun.
It was so fun. It was so positive. You felt good about America. Boy, pissed in our cereal.
This episode of I've Had It is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. From vacation rentals to hotels across the U.S., Booking.com has the ideal summer stay for absolutely anyone, even those who might seem impossible to please. Whether you're booking for yourself, your partner, your picky teens, or your sleep light early rise mom, you can find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. I personally just booked a trip for my sons and I to go to New York City, and I found the perfect hotel in the perfect location, and we were able to tackle the city with enthusiasm and convenience, and I just absolutely love this site. If our family can find their perfect stay on Booking.com, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. Book today on the site or in the app.
Okay, you guys, you know what time it is. It's time we're giving away a ton of vibrators from Bellesa. Why? Because they're amazing. If you don't know Bellesa, they're a by woman for everyone company redefining sexual wellness. Their whole mission, empowering you to embrace, explore, and celebrate your pleasure. Now, the girlies at Bellesa sent us a ton of new toys, including their new game-changing silent collection, and our minds are blown. Yes, Bellesa launched the first ever silent vibrators. The brains at Bellesa created what they call whisper tech. And somehow, don't ask me how, they made a full power, all the right spots hitting, no noise making lineup of toys. It's actually unreal. The Whisper collection includes Whisper Vibe, Whisper Rabbit, and Whisper Bullet. So there's a toy for whatever spot you're trying to hit. Honestly, this collection is insane, and you have to see it, but not hear it to believe it. And of course, we had to hook you up. So we're doing a giveaway with Bellesa where everyone wins a free spicy toy. Yep, you heard that right. A fully free Whisper Vibe or a free rose section toy with any Whisper order. You know that viral rose-shaped section toy that's all over your Instagram feed retails for $99, but you get it free. Iconic. All you got to do is click the link in this episode description or head to bbvibes.com/I've had it. That's bbvibes.com/IVEHADIT. The Whisper Vibes will stay completely silent, but the big question, can you?
I truly believe when I hear the statement, we don't deserve dogs. I think that is so true because the joy and the unconditional love that my two little dogs give me is just sometimes I think, God, you're so cranky, Jennifer. You just don't deserve this.
I feel the same way about my dogs, and that's why I want to take the very best care of them. And I don't want financial concerns to inhibit what's best for their health.
Listener, when you enroll in an ASPCA pet health insurance program, you could get a $25 Amazon gift card. It's a little treat for you while you're doing something great for your pet. It's been around for almost 20 years and has covered nearly 1 million pets in that time. You can tailor your plan to fit your budget, your lifestyle, and your pet's particular quirks. Listener, to explore coverage, visit ASPCAPetInsurance.com/hadit. That's ASPCAPetInsurance.com/hadit. Eligibility restrictions apply. Visit ASPCAPetInsurance.com/Amazon terms for more info. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Company Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance.
Okay, I've got some reviews.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a 5-star for the beaver from M. Caddy. And she says, "Brava, ladies, but this one's for the beeve. Our stories are strikingly similar, and I'm so glad we both escaped our marriages and magical thinking. I have had it with friends and family staying in horrible marriages because of money and not wanting to affect their waspy lifestyle. Perhaps we become Pied Pipers and lure more beavers into a better life and true happiness. What could be better than all the asexual beavers coming together?
Oh my gosh, I love this. It's a
That's
great
really
idea. And you think your story, people can't relate. So it makes me feel good that somebody can relate and has the exact same thing.
Yeah. I think so. Pumps and I were just talking about this at lunch right after she tried to carjack the pregnant woman. We were talking about it, that tell what you said, like this is the first time in your life you've been able to kind of like be you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just because there was always a certain expectation and I always lived up to the expectation. And I just,
what others wanted you to be.
Right. What the expectation, it started with my mother. Then I would say it probably went in societally and all of that. But now I'm at the point in my life that I don't have to pretend and I don't have to reconcile what somebody else thinks is best for me with what I think is best for me. And that I can take what I want out of a situation and leave it. And just, I don't feel like the expectations that was a script for my life, I don't have to follow that.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I do. Okay, Kylie, next.
Okay, I've got a 1-star titled We Love Trump from A. Hirsch. And they write, used to be funny, but as a Trump supporter, I will no longer listen. Get over it. He is your president.
Okay, so here's my thing. We've been bashing Trump. Next month is our 3-year anniversary. I think it started pretty early in the podcast. Is this person saying they just now caught on that we're anti-Trump? And that said Wednesday. They just left that. Is that Kylie? Am I? Was the timeline correct there?
Yes, that's why it stood out to me. I wish I could respond to some reviews.
Oh, I know.
You were still here this whole time. You just Wednesday.
I guess for some people, it takes a while. Like maybe just the willful denial. No, these ladies with these, with this normie looking affect and Southern accents, live in a red state, a Bible Belt state. That can't be right. And so they just keep signing up for more and more.
I'm misunderstood.
I have some things I'd like to report on. This I found really fascinating. I think Pumps will think this is too. All right. The majority of women find it's a turn off if partner listens to Joe Rogan podcast.
Surprises me zero.
So here's the list right here. Red flags in a partner. And so the people who took the poll were asked the following. Do you consider each of the following behaviors of traits a green, beige, or red flag in a partner? Women, 76% say that men that identify as MAGA Republicans is a turnoff. 66% of men that have no hobbies, it's a turnoff. 60% of men that say all lives matter, women don't like that. Men that say there are only 2 genders, 58% of women want no part of. Men that say they are so unbothered, they never ask for details, 58%. Men that identify as a communist, 55% don't like that. And then 55% of women think it's a turnoff if a man listens to Joe Rogan. Couple more. 54% of women don't like it if men identify as a conservative. And then half of the women are turned off if men say they don't care about politics. So this gender divide, you guys, is getting more and more and more massive. And at the same time that women are making a life for themselves, even women your age are saying, I was told that I had to be a certain way and I'm not doing it anymore. The liberation at any age that a woman can experience because of the good fight that the women before us put up, the suffragettes, the civil rights movement, et cetera, other female politicians that have really fought this fight. And they're not liking men as much.
Yeah.
And men can't control them. And then the data is just showing that. And this is why you have a political party where their surrogates talk about there only being 1 vote per household and the man doing that.
Yes. And why men are crying around and wearing hero on their shirt. Because they they feel the inadequacy, and it has to be a female's fault. Has to be. Can't be their fault. They have to put their gun, their MAGA coded merch on and be a patriot. But you hear all the time, we have a masculinity problem, da-da-da. The problem is not with masculinity. The problem is people don't like bullies. People like people that include everybody. They're not so divisive. And white men particularly have thought, it's my world. Everybody else is just living in it. And now they're at a point where that is no longer the case, and they don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't like fake alpha males. It's just, you can smell it a mile away. And so the indicators that this person struggles with their masculinity are the things mentioned here.
Yeah.
Listening to Joe Rogan, wearing big boy shirts, identifying as a conservative, et cetera, because a true alpha male is back to like Pedro Pascal, who's like, I'm going to fight for everybody. Because it's all fun and games, white ladies. You can sit here and judge other people's kids and all of this stuff. But until your kid or your grandchild has an issue that is judged and targeted by this movement, you'll be grateful for the people that had moral clarity in this moment and that were truly heroic in voting outside of their economic interest for the betterment of society.
I completely agree.
All right, next up. Teenagers can now sue parents over childhood photos once they turn 14. In Germany and Austria, new legal frameworks are giving teenagers more control over their digital identities. Once they turn 14, minors in both countries can now legally sue their parents for publishing childhood photos without their consent. These laws are based on the principle of image rights and personal data protection under the EU privacy regulations. So I think what this is going after, obviously, like if you have a good, healthy relationship with your parents and your mom puts up, you're 5, Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday to my little shit. And then the kid turns 14. He's like, I wish you would take that down. That embarrasses me. A normal parent would be like, yes, I'll take it down. I think what they're talking about here are these family influencers that are putting their kids to work at a very young age, popping out 8 counts.
Yeah.
Twerking with their kids on these accounts. That's what I think this is probably targeting, don't you?
Yes. And their parenting style and all that. Like they're making
the trad wives.
The trad wives. They're making a ton of money off the Instagram and the kids. So that's what I thought it was too.
All right. This is a very important article. More Democrats see themselves as progressives than party loyalists per the new poll. A new NBC News Decision Desk poll shows that a majority of Democrats identify more with the progressive movement than with the Democratic Party itself. The survey, conducted with SurveyMonkey between August 13th and September 1st, 2025, asked Democrats whether they considered themselves more supportive of the progressive movement or the Democratic Party. 54% said they were in line with the progressive movement, while 46% said they lean more towards supporting the party. So this is what I wish the Democratic establishment would get into their head. The way I view them right now, and I was always a toe the party line kind of girl. Like I voted for Hillary, I voted for Joe Biden, I voted for Kamala, Obama twice before that, and on, John Kerry, and on and on. And I understood that the people, like when Obama first ran, he was not outwardly for gay marriage, but I was. But I understood that you had to build coalitions in order to get what you wanted. What I see this current Democratic establishment as being pumps is conservative. They are trying to preserve and conserve the policies where we lost in 2016 and 2024 to a fucking idiot. They are still trotting out the same shit. And we lost to a fucking idiot. The status quo Democratic Party is trying to conserve. It's like a conservative movement that will not move forward, despite Bernie Sanders has not changed his messaging at all. And I went from voting for Hillary in the primary in 2016 to now regretting that vote and wishing I would have had the courage to have thought outside the box and voted for Bernie in 2016. And he was right. His messaging was right. And I don't want to diminish Hillary Clinton and her accomplishments, but my vote was wrong. In 2016, I voted for the wrong person in that primary. And right now, you've got a bunch of these Democratic establishment people that they're too beholden to corporations and AIPAC, the Israel lobby, to step outside of this and save our country. It should be a slam dunk to dismantle this fascist shit every day and control the news cycle. But they still don't do it.
No, and they also, what my frustration right now is not listening to your base. If your base tells you something, like we sit around on iHub News, talk about the town halls. Like MAGA can't go have town halls in their districts because they get destroyed because their constituents are mad. But they continue to come back to DC and they vote for MAGA shit because they're more scared of Donald Trump and care more about what he thinks and their political futures than they care about their constituents. And I feel like, for example, the Israel-Gaza issue. We're talking a single-digit support. And overwhelmingly, they're still supporting it. Like your base supports that at 8% or 7%, less than 10%. But you're still all guns blazing for it. And I just think that's this, and maybe that's politics, but that is what I see. Like if you're not listening to your constituents, i.e. New York City, if you're not going to listen to the results of a primary, how can you effectively tell us you're going to govern what your constituents want? You can't.
Well, because they are completely beholden to these lobbies. And when you take money, you give up some of your conviction. It's not like they're taking money and then telling the lobbyists, look, I'm still an independent person. Thank you for donating to my campaign, but I'm independent. And the fact that you have so many Democrats that don't align with human rights groups from Israel, Israeli human rights groups that say that this is a genocide, and you can't address it and you can't talk about it. And it's a layup right now. It is a layup for Democrats to go barnstorm the country and say, MAGA is a party that is Israel and child sex protector first. That's what MAGA is. Moses Mike Johnson chose not to release the Epstein files because he wants to protect pedophiles. That is his number one job. And where did he go? What did he do? He packed up his toys and ran to Israel. They're going to continue to forget about you, but the Democratic Party is not going to forget about you any longer. We hear you. We are not taking this money anymore. We are going to fight fascism full tilt. Get Chuck Schumer. Get every Democrat united in this. The grassroots donations would be comparable to that of these corporations. And people are constantly forgetting that they still have power. And we have to continually remind them and apply pressure to these Democratic establishment candidates. We don't like it. We don't like that you're beholden to corporation. It makes me sick. It makes me think that everything comes out of your mouth is bullshit because you're not a credible messenger. You are not a credible messenger, Hakeem Jeffries. When Zoran Mamdani won your district and you refuse to endorse him, it is beyond the pale. And Zoran can get Trump voters to vote for him. He got all of this ground support, all of these grassroots donations, on and on and on and on again. But the Democrats are beholden to the same lobbyists that funded Donald Trump and is now dismantling our democracy. So, I mean, I think that people are more progressive now because centrist policies have failed us. They failed the working class.
Absolutely agree. Failed everybody on both sides.
Okay. Keeping that in mind, I found this online. So everything that we've talked about, this is really, really, really important. Put this up. More and more people are buying spells from witches on Etsy. Here's what it says about our collective state of mind. Etsy has evolved into the go-to site for spell casting services, and although Etsy banned the sale of such services in 2015, spells can still be purchased on the platform under, quote, entertainment services. It's a little reach around, if you will. The Etsy witch is the largest iteration of people looking for assistance from the divine in a period of unrest. And the article goes on to say the recent actions of the Trump administration have caused a shift in what clients are looking for from spiritual practitioners. Immigration raids have resulted in an increased demand for protection spells, says T, owner of Spellbound by T, a shop that provides candle services and spiritual readings on Etsy. In conjunction, spells related to housing and unemployment, as well as court cases and legal proceedings, have been on the rise. You guys, this is how desperate people are to exist in Trump's America, that they're going onto Etsy and having a witch cast a spell.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we are.
That's where we are. That's how desperate, that's how unheard these people are. That's how unseen these people are, that they're on the internet going to Etsy hiring a witch.
Yeah. It's sad. Or they're going to church. Same difference.
All right. Kylie,
Yes, we've got some voice memos today.
let me ask you this before we do voice memos.
Yes.
Would you buy a witch, a spell from a witch?
I think if I did it, it would just be for fun. I have issue believing in any kind of magical, spiritual thinking.
Pumps.
Here, as a joke, it's like a ha-ha. Yeah, I would. I wouldn't think anything about it. Like, I like to get my tarot cards read or my palm read. You know, I'm kind of just for fun. Do I think it's going to work? If I thought it would work, would I buy it? Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm just kind of like,
it makes me sad though.
It is.
That there's such an increase in that, and that people feel so unseen and so unheard. And then you have, you know, the mayoral race in New York, we always default to that, but where he won the Democratic primary, and the Democrats are still ostracizing him. And that just makes me sick, because who's fighting for these people that are wasting their money on Etsy with magical thinking and a curse? But they need to believe in something.
Right. Believing in something is powerful. It is.
Listener, the hot book of the summer. Oops, I have it the wrong way. Take two. Listener, the hot book of the summer is now the cool book of the fall. It is, in Trump's America, I can tell you with absolute certainty, the best book that has ever been written. And believe me, a lot of people are talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it. It took us one day to write it.
Because we're
on day one.
Because we took a cognitive test and it was book, write, done.
All right. Anyway, please buy our book. It's a great way to support us. It is a really fun read for the fall. Curl up with your pumpkin spice lattes and just enjoy living the American dream in dipshit Trump's America. We've all become so accustomed to just accepting, like, this is the cleaner I use, this is the detergent I use. But we're starting to find out that a lot of these items have a lot of chemicals in them that are very dangerous for us, dangerous for our kids, and dangerous for our pets. That's why I'm so happy to share with you about one of my favorite sponsors, Branch Basics.
What I love about Branch Basic is, you know, I have a puppy. Potty training is not going particularly well, and I can use this product for all my dogs, blankets, rugs, all of those things, and I don't have to worry about it harming her with the chemicals.
The Branch Basics refill model makes it even easier to keep your home clean year-round. Once you run out, all you need to restock is the concentrate and oxygen boost. Plus, the kits make the perfect gift for any occasion, whether it's a housewarming gift, baby shower present, or a thoughtful way to support new parents. Help your loved ones create a clean, healthy home. Listener, ready to kick off your back-to-school reset? Head to branchbasics.com to shop the premium starter kit and save 15% off with code HADIT at branchbasics.com. That's 15% off your new Branch Basics premium starter kit at branchbasics.com with promo code HADIT. Start fresh this season with products that are safe, simple, and actually work. Some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. Could it be because it has a sleek, spam-free site or the most in-depth school info? Homes.com knows every parent wants the best for their kids, so they're the only ones with school and district details and reviews from multiple sources, including niche. It may be Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory, or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly connects you with the listing agent who knows the home best. Perhaps it's because Homes.com has the most in-depth neighborhood content of any home shopping site that's extensively researched to highlight the personality of each neighborhood. Homes.com has 22 data visualization layers, 7 environmental layers, and allows you to search by commute and architectural factors. It's the home search you've been searching for. Go to Homes.com today for home shopping the way it should be. Homes.com, we've done your homework.
Okay, we've got some voice memos today. Up first is Olivia.
Hi, this is Olivia from the Boot Hill of Missouri, just another blue dot in a red state. I've absolutely fucking had it with all of the people on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, bitching about there being male cheerleaders now on the NFL. Like, oh, here they come pushing the agenda again. And it's always straight, cis, white men. Like, they're not watching men tackle each other, fucking showering together after the game and slapping each other's asses on the field. Baby, you mean to tell me you've got a whole fantasy football team about a dude that you're willing to bet money on? And that's not gay? Okay, anyways, I've had it. Love you guys. Bye.
This is just another thing that these MAGA men are scared of.
Yes.
And the list grows by the day. Drag queens reading books. Oh my God, Trigger City. Mark Zuckerberg goes on Joe Rogan. Men have just felt neutered. You fucking pussy. I mean, it's now male cheerleaders you're scared of? My God. There's no question that they are searching for masculinity.
Yes.
In all the wrong places. I just have to remind everybody all the time that Grindr crashed twice at the Republican National Convention. Twice. That's how much gay seeking activity there was at the Republican National Convention.
Can you imagine how, I mean, no wonder these people are so angry and mean because they're mad about everything. They're mad about male cheerleaders. Give me a fucking break. Like, really?
Well, a black mermaid, they lost their shit over that. A
so
black
mad.
Santa Claus, the list of shit that triggers these people speaking Spanish,
You're right.
being black in America. You know, it's unbelievable. And white men are the worst at this. And then white people in general. Like when we tell friends like, oh yeah, I'm going to New York. Oh my God, be careful. And I'm like, bitch, please. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. It's women in our demographic. Are we in the same one? I know I'm a little bit older, but
I think you're a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer.
fuck no, I'm not a boomer. I know I'm not a boomer, but like our demographic of women are the worst offenders. The worst. If you look at all the graphs, it's like the 45 to 55 or whatever.
Gen X has been profoundly disappointing.
Profoundly disappointing.
We were such badasses as kids too.
We were
ran
cool.
around, like never had to come home. Like I remember I would leave in the morning. I didn't come home until late at night. We drank water out of nobody would carry around a cup.
A hose.
A garden hose.
Yeah, garden hose.
Yeah, we would just gulp it right out of a garden hose. We didn't have these prissy ass Stanley cups that we had to tote around. I had scuff marks all over my knees from crashing my pink mongoose bike. And I just went all over the place all the time.
Roller skated.
Oh, it was great. Could you shoot the duck?
Of course I could shoot the duck.
I mean, backwards skate.
I was never great at backwards skating.
Great, excellent roller skater. And then as adults, what a disappointment Gen Xers are.
Totally.
Because they had the boomers before them, the real true hippies that fought for desegregation, fought for civil rights, human rights, for women to have credit cards, to be able, no fault divorce and all of this stuff. So they just piggybacked on the luxury of all of these things. And that's why you have all of these Gen X women that don't know shit from Shinola. I mean, literally don't know, never bothered nor intellectually curious enough to figure out why she can have a credit card in her own name.
Well, I think that's because the privilege. They were raised with the privileges that the boomers fought for, and now we just took them for granted. And now they're just going up in smoke right before our eyes.
Yeah. And Gen X gets off the hook all the time. You know, everybody browbeats the boomers. And there's some shitty boomers. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, really shitty boomers. But there's also a lot of really cool boomers. Yeah. I mean, like really super cool boomers. On our YouTube channel, we have a lot of like really cool intellectual boomers that fought the good fight. And Gen X needs more hate. That's our generation. I think that group, age group, voted for Trump more than any other.
Yes, they did. But can you shame the shameless?
No.
Here's the thing. I just want to go on record of saying this. I prefer watching male cheerleaders. I think they dance better. They're strong. Like our NBA team, they have the dancers. Far and away, the male dancers are better, more entertaining. Like I get so excited when I see them coming.
I'm going to tell you, I like both. But I'm going to tell you that my youngest son, he played varsity basketball, and there was a pom squad for his high school. And on the pom squad was a male. And I just want to talk about heroic.
Yeah.
And somebody being a hero in the buckle of the Bible Belt with all these judgmental white Bible moms that go and vote against everybody's interest, including their own and their daughters and their sons. For this kid, when I saw him, you know, with the girls on his team and, you know, popping 8 counts, it made me, when I see that, because I know what these MAGA people do, it makes me want to love them quadruple. Like I have that in me. When I know that somebody's being bullied by an institution, by a bunch of white, mean, judgmental Karens and their teeny weeny energy husbands that probably crash grinder every time they go out of town. And I know the shit they say about Black people behind their backs, about gay people behind their backs. And I know the shit they would say about a boy pom-pom girl, boy pom-pom boy. That makes me want to like just fucking love those people so hard. And I don't give a fuck who knows about it. Like I have that conviction in me. Like the more the patriarchal white people demean somebody, the more I'm fucking going harder in the paint for them.
I completely agree. Remember I called you, it had been 2 basketball seasons ago. Went to this little bitty teeny tiny town in Oklahoma, rural as fuck. And there were 2 male pom dancers. And I'm with you. I'm like, that is somebody with courage.
That's heroic.
That is heroic.
In the Bible Belt, listener, I mean, this shit is so judged.
Yes.
And people are so mean. They say they love freedom, yet when somebody freely expresses themselves, they are so judgmental to them. And let me just tell you something. Like, Oklahoma is a million times less free than California or New York. Maybe on paper it's not. I mean, of course, the abortion rights and all that, but I'm just talking about being generally who you are. If Pumps and I wanted to shave our heads and wear nipple tassels and, just look ridiculous, whatever, and we walked down the street in New York or LA, nobody would think anything of it. In Oklahoma, it would be stage 20 meltdown. The judgment, the cruelty, the backstabbing, and particularly in groups of white females, it is so abhorrent. You hear women, when my kids were growing up, you'd hear women gossiping about 5th graders. That is just what happens in places like this. It just blows my mind that a grown-ass woman can pick on a 5th grader and not feel that.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay, up next we've got Bobby.
Hello, ladies. Patriot Bobby and cult member, or Patriot and cult member Bobby. I guess that's how I'd identify at this point. Here. And I don't have a petty grievance so much as just like a intrusive thought or observation. Can you imagine being a hotel clerk on January 7th, 2021? You're just like doing your normal checkout and then having to guess if every person was an insurrectionist.
Oh my God.
And you're like, did you enjoy your stay? What did you get up to when you were in DC? Any fun plans? That had to be absolutely insane. And I think we need like a docuseries about the hospitality industry on January 7th. What was that like? Anyway, hope you ladies have a good day.
I love that thought.
I haven't thought about that,
either.
but that's a great, like, you know, because there's a lot of people that just, you know, got up, went to work. These nuts are in town with all their MAGA shit. You don't fucking care. You're just trying you got to get your health insurance, you know, that for sure is still going to dick you over. And then you have these nuts, like the guy with the horns.
Yeah, the shaman.
The shaman.
Yeah. Imagine like serving breakfast, serving dinner, like being around. You would say, I never had thought about that. That's a great one. It's a great intrusive thought.
All right, who's next?
Okay, up next we've got Adriana.
I have fucking had it with dating Republican men. Well, I don't date them, but like I'm a dater, okay? And so they come up and it's, oh God, they are fucking titty babies. They're so triggered when you actually tell them. They're like, oh, you're liberal, like you're not gonna like someone like me. I'm like, no, probably not. Why is that? Why can't you just blah, 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 blah. And then you tell them, and then they continue to try and reach out to get some. And oh my God, they're the fucking worst, and I can't stand it. They're everywhere. I'm 29, I'm single, and at this point, it's just like every single man I meet in the wild on an app, I find out they voted for Trump, and they're gonna triple down on that decision. And then you tell them, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. And then they're like, you were mean. You're mean to me. You judge my morals. Oh my fucking God. Grow a brain cell, dude.
I feel really bad for these girls. And you know what I've found out from my son's friends that are girls? Men are lying to women and saying that they didn't vote for Trump. And it is complete fraud because they know that it is such a turnoff, as mentioned in this polling.
Yeah.
And then they're having sex. Like one of my son's friends that he graduated from Syracuse with, her name is Mary. She came to Oklahoma after they graduated. I'm hanging out with her. And she says that she was totally lied to and manipulated by this guy who faked being a liberal, said he didn't vote for Trump, blah, blah, blah. They do the deed, and lo and behold, he is a Trumper, the whole nine. And she's just like, and here's the problem, like, I can't unfuck him, and I wish I could. You can't unfuck a Trumper.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, once you fuck a Trumper, you cannot unfuck that Trumper. And so I feel bad for these young girls because these young guys they've had no leadership from their mothers, from their fathers. It's just been this complete capitulation to this bullshit. Nobody stands up for anything. Everybody's titty babying everybody. Nobody's teaching people to stand up for what you believe in and have conviction. Like, I just feel so bad for these girls that are dating these guys that are Barstool Sports, Joe Rogan, just the triggered over male cheerleaders and all stuff. Those are the people they have to date.
That's the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had a friend that was dating a guy. She kind of liked him, and they'd been dating kind of a while. And she found out he was MAGA, like 4 or 5 months into it, and she kind of liked him. Obviously, that couldn't stand.
It took 4 months to sniff out a MAGA?
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to act like he wasn't MAGA. The circumstance is they just never talked about it. And it's coming back to me. They talked about she thought he was just like a centrist, and it didn't trickle out till later that he was full-blown MAGA. And it was so funny. Here's what happens when you date MAGA and they lie to you. She goes, you know what else? He's a terrible fucking lie.
That's at the core of this.
Yeah.
The core of this is you have a 1 to 2 pump chump.
Right.
A gyrator. A quick shot.
Mm-hmm.
That there is you would betray being masculine for all of these faux masculine things because there's a heaping pile of poor performance inside this person, right?
Poor what?
It is. Pumps, these guys.
No, you're right, but that's just the poor performance.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new code word when oh my gosh. Like if we're sitting somewhere and we see this, I'm just going to text poor performance.
Yeah, like that guy at the pasta shop.
Yeah.
You know, I did feel bad for his wife because I thought, this guy thinks he's a hero. And then what if she bought him the shirt? Because that's how insecure he is, that she had to be like, see, honey, you're a hero.
That's
You're
what I was thinking.
Daddy.
She's got to prop him
You're
up all the
daddy.
time because his
You're
ego
daddy.
is
You're my
so
protector,
insecure.
my hero, daddy. And wears it out. And then I thought, you know, she's got to fuck him.
Yeah.
Hopefully for her, he's a quick shot.
100%. In that situation, you want a quick shot.
You want a quick shot.
Yeah.
You don't want
Make it be over.
All right. I think that's all we have for today's episode.
It was a poor.
Today's episode was a poor performance sponsored by Life is a Lazy Susan of Ship Sandwiches. Listen up, you guys. This was the hot book of the summer, and now it is the cool book of the fall. The link is below in the bio, and you will not regret getting it. You will not regret reading it, and it is a great way to support us and support your sheroes.
We will see you.
What if we wore shirts that said mommy, protector, shero? All right, we have to go. We'll see you Tuesday and Thursday.
Right.
I'll tell you what I've had it with. Let's hear it. I've had it with that. Listen up, Patriots, Gatriots, and Natriots. We have a new podcast that has dropped. It's called iHip News. It's Monday through Friday, every day, 15 to 20-minute hot takes on the political landscape of the United States of America, always served with a side of petty grievances.
We are on all the available platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever you get your podcasts, and YouTube.
Please go rate, subscribe, and review so that we will chart upwards with America's greatest legal mind. Pumps, what does an eagle say?
Caw-caw.
A little bit more enthusiasm.
Caw-caw.
That's it. That's
Caw-caw.
the patriotism that this country needs right there.